Back at it again, and we've got to talk about the debate, of course, which I'm sure you heard a lot about. I have a lot to get into. I've got good news, and I've got a tiny bit of bad news as well, but a lot more good than bad. But I do think it's important that we also talk about the bad, because just because you ignore a problem doesn't mean that that problem doesn't exist. I mean, you can turn your back on a problem. It's going to still be there when you turn back around. So it's better to face it head on. And I also think Trump still has a unique opportunity to correct it. So with that being said, let's hop into this because I've got a whole lot to get into. And we'll start here with the blaze. All right, check it out.
If I'm on the campaign, here's what I'm doing. This never happened. We're never addressing it. I'm not doing a rally and moaning about the, I'm going to let shows like us do it. Okay. It's losers about the moderating debates when they leave a debate among the campaigns. That's our job. We should do that. But if I'm the campaign, I'm not talking about it. He shouldn't talk about it. This never happened. And I'm hitting the road tomorrow and getting back on message. Okay. That we can't afford another 4 years of this because we have to look at it the way we would.
I think he has a great point. Don't sit complaining about, and, last night, I think from what I saw, I think Trump did a good job of it, right? He mentioned it once, and I think he kind of left it alone from there. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw that it was a 3-verse-1. We all know that, right? But if I were to grade his performance, I couldn't give him an A. I just couldn't, right? Because, and I'll tell you what, he had a unique opportunity, and I said this leading up to the debate. He had a unique opportunity to absolutely bury her. Absolutely bury her. For example, here was a great opportunity. Once he realized they were fact-checking him and not fact-checking her, the next time that she lied and they said nothing about it, it was the Charlottesville, it was the good, the good people on both sides. It was the Project 2025. It was the J6, right? Once he realized that, hey, they're not even fact-checking her about this stuff. He should have said that live on television in front of millions of people. Hold on, wait a minute. Why aren't you fact-checking her? I have nothing to do with Project 2025, and she's saying that I do. And you guys know that I don't, and you haven't fact-checked her at all. You've been trying to fact-check me this whole time. You haven't said anything to her. Bro, that moment would have absolutely tanked her entire chances. And that's why I say I can't give him an A, because he had an opportunity. And yes, I'm being nitpicky. Yes, because I want to win. I want to win. So I'm going to be nitpicky a little bit here. But if he just would have hit on like just one of those moments like that, and it just had that type of moment, they probably would have tried to, again. I hope it wouldn't have been successful, right? I thank God that the first attempt on his life wasn't successful. But if he would have had one of those moments, something big was gonna happen. And I said that going into the debate. Let me say this as well, and we'll get back to the video. It doesn't matter what people like me and you think. Like, we know Trump won. We know she was lying. We know it was a 3v1. Has nothing to do with us, though. It's the people in the middle. Those people that were like, I kind of like Kamala, but, those are the folks it matters with. I can say all day long Trump won the debate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's already got my vote. I can't vote twice, right? I can't do it twice, okay? So their vote matters. It's the other people in the middle. So I do want to make that point as well, so nobody gets confused. But this is one way that they can really flip this completely. And I hope Trump's team hears this loud and clear. Check it out.
Bring up, or maybe
to that end, Sarah, tomorrow the campaign ought to be rolling out videos and commercials based on these clips.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Flip it completely around.
Yes.
Okay?
Exactly.
Do not talk about his performance. Don't try to spin it. Don't even do any interviews.
Right.
Just move on.
Right.
But take these clips, and this woman doesn't care about you.
Yes.
Lies about you.
Yes.
All right. And immediately try to spin it against them. That's what I would do.
Yeah, because she did it multiple times during very important issues. The border, she did it.
War.
The economy, war. I mean, these are important issues that in any other debate where you're not talking about someone who is already in power right now, you might be able to get away with it. But like, you are literally creating these policies that everyone is seeing. We're all.
And they were talking about her smirking and making faces as Trump was talking about these things. Trump should run that ad. This is how Kamala truly feels about you. When I brought up the economy, she smirked at me and laughed about it. Now, I want to get into this Megyn Kelly thing because it was obvious and clear that this was a 3v1. Now, and I'm not bragging, but in a lot of my predictions recently, I've been almost spot on. And I've got the videos to prove it. Some of y'all who've been watching every single video know I've been pretty spot on with some of these numbers. And I don't have any insider information. This is just me just adding up 2 plus 2, right? I believe she'll get like a 0.5 point bump. And it's going to be a few of those folks who are like, I kind of like Kamala, but, who are already leaning towards Kamala, but just needed to see her not have that word salad or cackling. But let's get into what Megyn Kelly had to say.
I'm disgusted. I'm ashamed of those moderators at ABC News. They did exactly what their bosses wanted them to do. The person who runs ABC News is a close personal friend of Kamala Harris that is responsible for Kamala Harris and her husband meeting. And they did Dana Walden's bidding tonight. It was 3 against 1 on that debate stage this evening. Hi, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly, a special program tonight for you reacting to the debate. It was 3 against 1. It's very easy to look like you know what you're doing when both moderators are entirely on your side.
Bingo. Bingo. And that's why I said it doesn't matter what we think. We know this was bogus. We know this was bullshit. Excuse my language, but we know this. But do those people, do the people in the middle. That's what matters. And that's what we have to pay attention to. That's what we have to address. Of course, we saw it. We know. But I got some good news. So take a look here. And I'm going to put this up on the screen. So poly market, right? The poly market, Kamala came up 3. Trump fell 2. But the betting odds, and these are just betting odds, okay? Just full disclosure. These aren't actual polls, but these are betting odds. But these are people putting up bets, and Trump is still ahead by 1%, which I think is great. You take a look at the Senate. Not much shift there either. Republicans lost 1%. Democrats gained 1. Not a big shift, right? And that's what I said. She'll probably receive like a 0.5 point bump when these polls start coming out. So almost barely even noticeable. But she will get a slight bump, right? She will get a slight bump. Now, I want to get into what CNN posted. Check it out.
Dominating, which is the economy. Before the debate, Donald Trump 53. After the debate, 55. Kamala Harris before 37, after 35. So virtually no movement on that. And if anything, I know it's margin of error, but it went down a little bit.
So Kamala lost on one of the biggest hitting issues, and that's the economy. And that's from CNN. And that was Dana Bash having to report. I mean, she sounded like she really didn't want to talk about that at all. She sounded like she did not want to report on that at all. So some more good news, right? Basically, no shift at all. And if anything, it's a shift in Trump's favor. And that's why I said I got a touch of bad news, but I got a lot more good than I have bad. Now let's continue on. This one is from an ABC host. Listen to what she had to say.
Vice President Kamala Harris did not do a great job today really explaining her policy shifts, right? And that is what they have been seizing on. They're really trying to define her for voters when voters have a lot of questions about her policy position.
That was on ABC, the same network. A black woman calling Kamala, a true black woman, I might add, like that's a real black woman right there. Because, of course, Kamala claims to be black. But calling her out, saying, no, she didn't explain anything. Now, to some folks, she won the debate. But those are to people, one, who are already leaning towards Kamala. Those aren't to the true middle of the road, completely, could go either way. She pulled, this is my assumption, Kamala pulled the people who were already leaning in her direction, but weren't fully committed. Those are the people that she gained from this debate. The people in the middle that could truly go either way, they're still there. They're still there. Okay. So Trump can still take hold of those folks. Now, there were a couple, what do you call it? Sit down type of deals. I forgot what you even call these things, but check out what some Pennsylvania voters had to say.
When I first heard that we were abandoning or we were withdrawing from Afghanistan and the way it was happening, I had my Kennedy moment. It was very similar to when we decided to invade Iraq back under President Bush. And when I saw that we were leaving that amount of high-tech equipment in the hands of our enemy, and later that day or later that week, I saw on the news where them celebrating with our guns in their hands. I realized what a travesty that was. In the loss of money in that we abandoned when we left, plus the very bullets that we left there that they were shooting at us as we flew away into
Pennsylvania voter. And here's another one. Oh, hold on. This video is already playing. Here's another Pennsylvania voter and what he had to say.
She just basically repeated everything that Biden has said in the past.
What were your thoughts? She made, Donald Trump made a strong closing statement by saying, why didn't they do all the things that she's proposing during the 3.5 years that they've been in office? And Biden did this entire moderate stance back in 2020. And she's trying to do it again in 2024, but she didn't talk about her policy changes between 2020 and 2024. Her whole centrist, moderate stance is just a facade.
That's in Pennsylvania on CBS. Yeah. And you saw the heads nodding along with them like, yeah, that's right. Here's a compilation video of a bunch of polls that were taken on X following the debate. And take a look at who people felt won. Check it out. I'm going to mute that music. Yeah. So as you see, win after win. Win after win after win. I can go back through because I know that was pretty fast. Daily Caller, win. Insider Paper, win. Leading Report, win. Political Polls, win. Polls and Opinions, win. See you at the polls, win. King of Polls, win. Bits for the People, win. Nicholas Cruge, win. Win after win. X Polls, win. Just win after win after win after win. People felt that. A lot of folks felt that Trump won. Now, the question is, do the people in the middle feel that way? That's the real question, because that is who is going to make this decision. I also want to show you guys a clip from the Dr. Phil show, because he had a show going on last night post-debate.
Debate, which was really hyped as being a big thing. Did this under-deliver or did it deliver? Did this actually mean something to you? In the back, stand up.
Hi, my name is Shelley. I'm also standing, so. I think, I came into this with an open mind. I really, really wanted Vice President Harris to hit it out of the park. I don't think she did. I think she did better than some people expected her to. The cackle was not there. I kept waiting for it, and it didn't come. But I still didn't get answers. I didn't get answers to fundamental questions that we need to know as voters. And we just keep getting circled around that.
Like what? What did you not get an answer to?
Her economic plans. What is an opportunity economy? What does that mean? Who's paying for the tax cuts that she's proposing? Because in my opinion, giving people down payment assistance on houses just drives inflation up higher. Who's paying for all of these child tax credits? That's just the taxpayers coming out of pocket and hurting the middle class again. So I don't think that we got to the meat and potatoes of the things that really matter. And we know from Donald Trump's presidency before, he can fix the economy. So I was really looking for her to make an impact on my thought process tonight, and she didn't deliver that.
Yeah. That was a woman who claimed to be completely in the middle and could be swayed either way. And she said, I just wanted to hear her give me a reason. I know Trump can, right? But I wanted to hear her argument. I wanted to give her the opportunity to speak to me. I wanted to just give her the opportunity, and she failed. So maybe that's a great sign for Trump. We shall see when these polls come out. Like I said, my prediction is that she will get a 0.5 point bump, and Trump will remain unmoved. But she'll get like a 0.5 point bump, maybe slightly less than a 0.5 point, maybe like a 0.4 of a bump. Nothing major, nothing significant, but just a touch, just a little touch. But Trump has a lot of time to take that 0.5 point or 0.4 of a point bump right back away, snatch it away, and completely blow this thing out of the water, especially if he continues to have moments like this one, which was my personal favorite from the debate.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis.
Trump took her, I'm speaking. He took her moment and flipped it on her. When I saw that live last night, I literally laughed out loud. I mean, that was hilarious. That was good. That was great. He just needed a couple of more of those moments, especially if it would have been like a big one, like calling out the moderators, because then they would have had to actually fact check her from then on, because now everybody's onto it, right? We know, once again, I want to make that clear. We know, but do the people in the middle know? That's the thing. Do they know? Because they're watching the news a lot of the times, and the news tells them that it was all true, that Trump said there was good people on both sides, that Trump said that there was going to be a bloodbath in America if he loses, that the January 6th whole situation, right? The media says that Kamala was telling the truth, but do the people know in the middle that that is total BS? That is the question. But if he would have had that moment nailed down, and I don't know if he'll get another opportunity, maybe he will, I hope he does, I think he should take it. As a matter of fact, I might even say maybe he should do another ABC debate. Maybe he should. If Kamala and her team propose it, maybe he should take it. But he has to nail it. That one is a high risk, but a very, very high reward. If he doesn't want to move the needle a whole lot, if he just wants to just have another debate, do one with Fox, right? That would be great. But if he wants to have that hard-hitting moment, but he has to nail it. He has to nail it because it's going to be high risk and but it's also going to be high reward. He could take another ABC debate and absolutely nail it. Absolutely nail it. But let me know what your thoughts, your opinions. I'll have another video coming up here soon on a lot of the reactions to the debate. And boy, are they good. Are they really good? You're not going to want to miss that video. All right. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.